It's a little windy out here, so I'm not sure how the sound, if the wind's gonna affect the sound. Let me look at this footage and see if I can be out here, because I don't want the wind to overdo our Q&A. Okay, so the wind is winding. It's doing what it's doing, and I can hear it in the background of that video. So I'm gonna just move over into the van and do my Q&A. But I mean, it's a beautiful day. It's roughly almost 60 degrees here in St. Louis, and it's a really beautiful day outside, partly cloudy. I mean, I did pick a nice day, but it's just a little too windy. So let's move inside of Faith. Okay, I think this is a lot better than outside, but I still got outside right there. Check it out. Still got outside right there. See? Okay. And yeah, so I think this is a better sound. So let's go ahead and continue with our Q&A. Is that corny? Ooh, Abiyah, stop it. We're going to continue with our Q&A. I put a community post out there not too long ago, letting you guys know that I was doing a Q&A video. And so you ask questions and I'll do my best to answer them, because a lot's been changing in my life, and it's kind of been changing really fast. And I just want to restart building our connection and communication and transparency on this channel. So I put out a Q&A post on the community tab. And if you're not familiar with the community tab, at the top where it shows like video, shorts, and you can scroll over until you get to the community tab, that's where I may post like updates or announcements and things of that sort. So in the future, just check it out periodically and see what's going on in Abiyah's world, okay? Now, from the questions that you guys had listed on that community post there, I kind of like took all the questions and summed them up into 10 questions, because you guys asked some very good questions. Very, very, very good questions. And some of them were the same questions, just worded differently. So those are the ones that I combined together. So I summed it up in 10 questions, okay? And I'm gonna do my best to answer them, okay? Before we get into this, I want to send a special shout out to all of the subscribers that reached out to me personally to encourage me, to let me know they're thinking about me and supporting me and lifting me up. I want to give a huge thank you to all of you. I'm not going to go into specific names, but you know who you are. Thank you from the bottom of my heart so much. It means so much to me. Okay, so I'm not going to get on here and act like I know everything. So I did write notes, guys. I wrote notes to keep me focused and together, because I can ramble, okay? And we're just going to get to the questions and answer them, okay? So the question number 1 is, how are you doing and adjusting to the new changes in your life? I want to say that I'm doing great and wonderful, guys, but when I sat and really thought about that, it made me think of the word endurance. So I think right now, to be honest, how I'm overall doing, I am in a space of enduring this process, enduring these changes, and just taking things one day at a time to get through this. Because I'm going through all of the emotions of separation, divorce, restarting your life, a new job. I mean, that's a lot. My mom relocating to Georgia. So it's a lot of emotions all mixed in one. And during this time of endurance, I'm really exercising my patience. And I believe that I'm adjusting to the new changes in my life patiently. And when I say that, I mean, I want things to happen overnight. I want things to happen like I dream a genie, ding, I'm in my apartment. No, it doesn't work like that. So patiently, I see myself in my own apartment. And in order for me to get there, certain things need to happen. I need reliable consistency and proof of income in order to even qualify for an apartment. I'm doing these things to get me to where I want to go, and it takes time. But I feel like as long as I continue to focus and striving towards those goals, it makes me feel better. So when I say, like on the last video, I'm taking things one day at a time, I'm also taking things one short-term goals at a time. I think a lot of people underestimate the power of short-term goals because we always want to see like the bigger picture. And I think that, there's nothing wrong with striving and working towards that bigger picture. But like the old saying goes, you have to crawl before you can walk. These short-term goals that I set for myself, there was 3 of them initially. And 2 of them, kind of checked off my list, which is going through with the divorce. So that's in the courts, in the working. Getting myself a job, checked that off. Next is getting my own place. So out of 3 of those things, 2 of them have already been checked off my list. And each time you are able to check off a realistic short-term goal, it gives you a boost of confidence. It gives you a boost of insurance that you are taking the necessary steps towards that bigger goal that you have. So things are going in that direction for me, and it makes me feel better each and every day that I decided to get up, take care of things that you need to take care of, instead of allowing these feelings to consume me into depression. We ain't got time for that. No. We've been there, done it, ain't got time for it. Booyah! And that brings us to question number 2. And that is, what are your long-term goals 5 or more years from now? And and I thought about that question. Someone else had asked me that question. And at this point right now, guys, I'm going to say that's a gray area for me, because I have so many ideas floating around in my head, and it's just kind of like weighing out the pros and cons of each and deciding which way to go. Do I want an RV? If I do an RV, what class RV do I want to get? Do I want to get a tiny house? Do I want to get some land? So right now, that's a gray area for me. I am going to not so much focus on that right now, more so in the area of those short-term goals, because in order to do some of those things, I need, maybe credit, income, proof of income, things of that nature. So as long as I strive on those things, when that time comes for when I make a decision on what it is that I want to do with my life, as far as like 5 years, 10 years from now, it should be something that should be reachable and obtainable, because I worked towards achieving something, achieving that life. I would have money saved. My credit would be great. Those are the things that I just want to focus on right now, in lieu of seeing what I want to do. Do I want to buy land? Do I want to own an RV? Or do I just want to buy a house? I don't know. Only the future knows. So one day at a time. So the 5 years from now, that area is gray. Question number 3 is, will you do van life and travel periodically? Honey, the answer to that is yes, yes, and yes. I do plan on making sure that faith remains as my second home, my home on wheels, my converted camper. We've been all over the North America in this baby, okay? This is my second home. This is another part of me that I created that helped to heal me and, help me see more of the world. So yes, I do plan on traveling. I do plan on, and when I do travel, I do plan on traveling in my minivan. But I think my future trips will be more intentional. Because I think that in the future, with me being stationary and in the future, I think there are 3 reasons why I would travel. And one is my getaway moments, where you need a moment to just get away, and those moments you need to recharge yourself, from corporate America, city life, and all of those things. And I also am a curious person, so there will be moments where my curiosity will lead me somewhere else to travel to. You guys know that I like historical places, I like campgrounds, I like a lot of different variety of things. So I do see that in my future, because guess what, y'all? I won't have nothing to hold me back but myself, okay? Nothing to hold me back but myself. And yeah. Question 4, will you incorporate van life and cooking in future videos? And yes, I will be incorporating cooking in my van life and cooking in my apartment. I will be cooking and incorporating those videos, and I think that it may look different or be filmed in a different way and may not be filmed as frequently as before. But yes, I'm gonna leave that at that. Okay. Question number 5. Do you like your new job? And what is your job industry? I'm just gonna say that I work in the field of unemployment. I'm gonna leave it at that. And I do like my job. I like the company that I work for. I like my coworkers. I have no complaints. Guys, there's pros to cons to every job, to every company, and blase skippy, okay? There's pros to cons to it all. But I'm content and I'm happy where I am. Okay? Now that you know that I work in unemployment, I will not be answering any unemployment questions, point blank, period. And we're going to leave that at that. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Question number 6 is, would you consider getting a pet for emotional support? Honey, and the answer to that question is not at the moment. Being a pet owner is a huge responsibility. I've been a pet owner most of my adult life. And I think this time around, I look forward to not having anything or anybody to take care of, which is something I have never been able to do. From being a mother at a young age, raising my son, having pets, having stepchildren, having a husband, all of those things. So I've never lived just on my own. No kids, no pets, no significant other, just me. And I want to experience that. If I want to get up and go camping, if I want to get up and go travel, I want to be able to just go, okay? I don't want to have to worry about how long the dog's been at home by itself. It's got to go outside. is this a dog-friendly place? Making sure your dog's health is okay and can be outside. Is it getting ticks and, things of that nature? Is it getting fleas? I mean, I don't want that. Not right now, but I love animals and I love dogs. Dogs would be my number one choice. And you never know what the future holds. But right now, I'm going to say no. See, I be telling y'all be asking some good questions, okay? So question 7 is, do you have any plans on how you're going to decorate your apartment? And yes, I do. I do. When I think of my future apartment, I think of my future apartment as being like my sanctuary, a place that inspires my creativity, nurtures my soul, and invites my friends and family over. So as far as like furniture style and all that, you know what? I am going to leave that for future videos. But those 3 things are things that I want to capture in my new place. Inspire my creativity, nurturing my soul, and inviting to my family and friends. So this will be interesting, guys, because I'm starting from scratch. Question 8 is, do you plan on moving to Georgia or out of state? At the moment, I'm going to say no. I think about it all the time. Do I move out of state? And if I do, where do I go? I don't know. And Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever, it's just not singing to me. It's not my desire to live in Georgia. That would not be my first choice. Not saying that anything is wrong with the state besides overcrowded and heavy traffic. I'm good. But as far as my mom and sister living there, I don't have no problem going there to visit. But as far as living there, I don't know. And if I was to leave Missouri, I don't know where I would go. So, and that may bring us to the next question, which is, what was your favorite place to travel? And I came up with 4 places. So the Gulf of Mexico is one, the coast of Oregon, Texas, and South Carolina. I would say those have been my most memorable moments, the ones that stick to me the most. I love the ocean, so you can never go wrong with the Gulf of Mexico. And you cannot go wrong with the coast of Oregon. My goodness, that place is absolutely mysteriously beautiful. That's how beautiful it is. It's just it leaves you in a place of beautiful place. Texas, I love Texas. I do. I love Texas. Is so huge. Texas has everything you need for van life, mountains, Gulf of Mexico. I mean, campsites, free places. It has a lot to offer. And it has every restaurant you can think of. So I love Texas. And South Carolina, I loved South Carolina. I loved going out to, I went to Kittigo Farms and was out there with like-minded African-American people that own property, that own land, that farm. Their conversations are different. Their demeanor's different. Beautiful place, beautiful community. Myrtle Beach is there. You guys, I mean, those are the 4 places that I like the most. Question 10. We are on the last question. And the sun is beginning to, make me look good. I know. Okay. The last question was a pretty good question. Okay. And it was like kind of hard to answer because you have to pinpoint down some things. But question 10 is, what are some important, unexpected, or surprising things that I learned during my van life journey? I would say one of the things that I learned that sticks out to me the most is I was able to find happiness with less things. I really was. I was able to figure out how to take care of my basic needs while exploring North America. That's amazing. You know, there's never once I went without a toilet. There was never once, you know, where I couldn't find anywhere to clean myself, to shower, to eat, to sleep, to do all of those things. And I was able to learn that if you're a person that doesn't really get the opportunity to travel, to see outside of your box, you're very limited in knowledge because you don't have the experience. So traveling to different places, seeing different things, meeting new people, you're gaining knowledge and experience, you know? And that's a wonderful feeling. It opens your eyes to a bigger world because this world is so huge. So huge. You know, like the people here that live in St. Louis have a whole different mindset than the people that I met in South Carolina. Whole different, you know, different aspirations, different conversations, different goals. So meeting and seeing that there are other ways to do things in life and you learn from others is a beautiful thing. During my van life journey, I got to spend time out in the mountains, in the woods, at state parks. And so seeing nature do what it do is a beautiful thing. Seeing unexpected natures like those hogs. What are those? Those were called hogs, right? Yeah, that came to my campsite when I was at the Grand Canyon. I mean, just seeing nature and being out in nature is very therapeutic and it's very healing. Another thing that I will say that I learned during my van life journey was that I personally don't believe that one person could live in such a small space like a minivan for too long. I believe that eventually the need to upgrade will be there because there were days where you just don't want to go nowhere. You know, there's days in your house where you're like, you know what? I got food at home. I'm good. I got everything I need in my apartment, in my place of residence. And I just want to have a chill day. I just don't want to go anywhere. Well, being in a minivan, you don't really have, you have those days. But if you're not like out somewhere, you know, or not around others, you don't really get that opportunity to have those chill days because usually you're laying in your bed or if you have somewhere to sit, you can sit, but you can't stretch, you can't stand. Oh, excuse me, you can't stand up. So I think some of those things, I think that's why now I want to kind of like create the best of both worlds. I want to be able to still travel in my van and I still want to have a stationary place to give me those opportunities to like just stretch out, have those chill days and not be cramped. Yeah. So I think those are some of the things that I learned during these past 2 years in my van. And also I learned that you really can do anything you put your mind to. You really can. You can do it. There's a way to do it. You just got to be creative and figure it out, you know? I mean, I lived a wonderful 2 years healing at the same time. I mean, none of y'all even know I was really going through a healing process, but I was. Okay? I was. And I was enjoying every minute of it, even all the challenges, you know? Because it really got me to understand my limits, know myself better. Yeah. So those are some of the things I learned and that I found interesting during my van life journey. So I hope I was able to answer most of all of your questions today, guys. And, I am just really taking things one step at a time, one short-term goal at a time, because things are moving very quickly and very fast, okay? And you'll find out sooner than later. You'll find out, okay? Because I am striving towards a really new me in 2024, January 2024. Yeah. And I'm going to take you guys along this journey. Life's always changing. And throughout life, you pick up things that resonate with you and you drop things off that don't. So, and on this journey, we're going to, keep the things that, inspire us, give us joy. We're going to keep those things, and those things that holds us no purpose, we're going to let that go, okay? Okay? Because we're going to live. That's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to live, honey. And it can only go up from here, so. Because I'm a determined girl. Determined woman I is. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. So, guys, you know what? Stick around, because we got a lot of new things coming up, interesting things coming up, as I go through this journey, as I go through this process, of rebuilding my life, taking you guys along the journey, of seeing that happen in real time. Okay. So thank you for your questions, and I hope I was able to answer them, which I did to the best of my ability, because, I don't have everything figured out. I'm just taking things slowly but surely and patiently. So until then, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Shalom. Bye.